love you. A bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck, and a barrel and a heap, a barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep about you, about you. 'Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck, you bet your pretty neck I do.
Eric, come see the world's most beautiful chicken.
Just slather that butter on me. We're back with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams, who are starring in the new movie Julie and Julia. Please welcome now the writer and director, the wonderful Nora Ephron. So Nora.
Joy.
So Nora.
I'm so excited. Okay.
One of the great things of the movie is to see what a sex pot Julia was.
I know, isn't it amazing?
She had a hot relationship with her husband.
And
Tell us.
We know all about it. I did not know before I started writing the movie, but we know about it because they wrote letters to everyone, and then everyone saved their letters. How did they know they were worth saving, or did people just have attics and they had room to save things? I don't know. But anyway, we know that they were rabbits. And every single afternoon, and I loved that part of writing the thing, because if you looked at these four people, you wouldn't, you know, especially people, there are many people who think that sex was not invented until they turned 21 or whatever it was, you know. And you look at Paul and Julia Child, and you would not figure that they were the ones.
No,
they're an unlikely couple.
Looks-wise, you mean? They looked unlikely.
Well, Julia Child, I mean, not possible. Not our Julia, right? But wrong.
Yeah, because it's mostly because of the way they look. But Meryl, you said something interesting. You said that when you've been married for a long time, you love without looking. That was an interesting statement, meaning that these two people, they're not beauties, but that doesn't mean they couldn't enjoy a good roll in the hay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that when we see them, Julia and Paul, in Paris, you have to remember they were newlyweds. They were older. He was almost 50. She was 40, in her 40s, and because the way people dressed in those days, they looked like grandparents. But you know, that was the early days, and I don't know if every lunchtime over the 30 years.
Maybe not. You know, definitely that. It's such a romantic story to me, because she met him in her 30s when she was a virgin, and I am sure had resigned herself to being a spinster.
How do you know she was a virgin? Where'd you read that?
Well, it's in the letters.
Is it really?
He wrote to his twin brother. You know,
the father never expected her to.
Nora, I didn't realize that you had actually tried to make all, 524 recipes yourself?
Certainly not. Oh, no. I thought I had cooked a huge number of recipes in Julia Child, because that's how I learned to cook. But looking back on it, I did not make many of the things that are, you know, 8 pages
the meat
long.
Jello, did you try?
I never
what is that
made
called again?
Aspic. Never. And I never made quiche. But I made boeuf bourguignon, which is sort of a co-star in this movie. I'm sorry it couldn't be with us today. And I still cook from it. It's a wonderful cookbook, and you really learn how to cook when you use it.
Both Joy and I were saying to each other in the commercial break, because we've both been to your house, that you cook divinely, but you also order in.
I do. Joy came over a little while ago, and we did charades, and I made the chili.
Yeah, you did?
I made the chili.
The chicken, the southern fried
chicken came from the One Stop in Queens.
And I have been there when you've had wonderful cakes that you didn't make.
Yes, of course, because I cannot make a cake better than other people can make it. So why
what a
not
relief
make
to
it?
hear.
When I saw the movie, I've seen you in person. You're about my height, maybe 5'5", 5'6". I'm a little shorter.
I'm 5'6".
But you were 6'2" in that movie. Now, how did you do that? Because I didn't notice that you were wearing shoes this high. How did you do that?
It's an illusion.
She's a magician.
Are all 5 feet tall?
No.
Are they littler, the other actors?
Well,
Some of them are, and certainly in the French market, you cast only. It was highly discriminatory hiring practices, but she only would cast short people in the Paris market.
And a tall one wandered onto the street, and you should have seen the glare.
Oh, I got
Oh
furious.
my God, we had to just get rid of them.
How dare you?
Well, you know, Amy, I wanted to ask you, your character was turning 30, and you mentioned before she kind of didn't know where she wanted to go. Did you have an experience like that in real life?
Yeah.
What was your
Yes.
experience? Was it like the characters?
I mean, it was in the sense that I was in a really great relationship with someone who supported me, and it allowed me then to sort of go, okay, now who am I going to be? And it really made me reevaluate my life at the summer before I turned 30. Yeah.
But you've got a long way to go, because you have said, Nora, that you think in many cases for a woman that life really, the best that happens is when you're in your 50s.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I wish you would have.
But what I do believe is that women are sometimes very lucky in that they can reinvent themselves, and that's one of the things I love about this movie is Julie turning 30. Julia Child's book was published when she was 50 years old.
Right.
That is wild that she didn't become Julia Child till she was 50. And I think a lot of women have that fantastic ability to go, I think I'm going to do something different for a while. And they do it more than men. Men instead buy a boat or something.
Their midlife crisis, or they buy a younger version.
Or they get divorced. You know.
Trying to perfect this skill. I have to thank you all for spending the day with us today. It is the film is outstanding and totally reinvigorated the need to cook in my house. I'm going to attempt it. Not all 524, but thank you all so much for being here. Our thanks to Nora Ephron, Meryl Streep, and Amy Adams. Julie and Julia opens nationwide today. Go check it out. We will be right back.